Hello, this is a prepaid collect call from
Pisces 16.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Stories written by a current prisoner. You guys already know what it is. We're bringing stories from the inside. This time we're coming at you with another twist. Hey, homeboy, if you want to go and introduce yourself, man, go right ahead.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? My name is Tony. I'm out here living in Mexico. Got my channel, Pisces 16. I welcome everybody to come and check it out.
You say you were a Tango Mexicle, correct?
Correct. I'm in Texas. Pisces have their own Tango chapter, and it's called Tango Mexicle. So when I was first going in the county jail in Texas, and I was already thinking about me wanting to be a Paisa when I got to prison. Me finding out that Paisas were Tango Mexicles in Texas prison, that's what made me join them, become a Tango Mexicle in Texas.
Okay, man, and just for a brief description for people that don't know out there, man, what is Tango?
Together Against Negative Gang Organizations, that's the acronym that people are now saying it stands for. Tango is a group, also a prison Hispanic gang in Texas, and it has many chapters there. Right now, the biggest Tango gang is the Tango Blast, Puro Tango Blast. Those are 4 cities that came together. They call it the Horseman Alliance. Dallas, Texas, Houston, Texas, Austin, Texas, and Fort Worth, Texas. That's Puro Tango Blast. Then you have from San Antonio, you have Tango Orejon. And from El Paso, you have Chuco Tango. From the Valley, you have Tango Bayucos. And from West Texas, the West Texas Tango Huesos.
Okay.
Tango, yeah.
Okay, now, are all these people, do they get along?
Yeah, they're all, everybody rides their Tango. I mean, sometimes they might bump heads just when it comes to like whatever little shit rules. For example, back in when I was there in 2012 in mid-unit prison, TTC, Texas, in the Mesa, a Tango Orejon, they were arguing with the Tango Blast because the Tango Blast did not want to back up the Orejones, the Tango from San Antonio, because they were trying to bully the PRMs for their table, because gangs, mostly they say that they own tables there, like the tables that are there, they'll say, hey, we own this table. The Pisces will say, we own this table. The Crips says, you know what I'm saying? And one of the tables that was already from another gang, the Tango Rejones, wanted to take that table, and they wanted the other tangos to back them up. But the other tangos were like, no, we're not gonna back that shit up, you know, that's just y'all. So they went to war, Tango Rejon, with this gang called PRM. PRM stands for Pure Race of Mexican. It's a Mexican gang. They're all over Texas.
Pure race Mexican, man, and whatever ended up happening with that little scuffle right there.
I was in medium custody when they went to war, and I heard people getting airlifted in a helicopter because they had to go to the hospital quick. Some people got shanked up, 2 or 3 I heard. That's what happened to them, and I guess the rest just got minor injuries. I heard people were pulling out shanks, and I heard that, no disrespect to the Tango Rejones out there, but I heard that they were losing. Like, I heard that the PRMs were getting on their ass that one time in 2012 in that prison's unit.
All right. And dang, man, since you just jumped right into it, and what else have you experienced there, man? What else have you seen?
Oh yeah, man, I want to tell everybody out there not to go to prison. It's a bad, messed up place. One of the things social that I saw was somebody get slashed in the face. Yeah, with a prison-made razor, with a prison-made knife. Like you say, I heard he had to get like 22 staples on his face because he had opened up his face real bad, and it was all over some glass.
What happened there?
For that one, I was there. I saw it. I saw the blood with my own eyes. What happened was this dude, he didn't run with nobody. Because you see, in Texas, we have a lot of prisons where you can run solo. Unlike in California, I heard that most places you cannot run solo. You have to run with somebody. But Texas has a lot of prisons where you will be able to run solo. But you might still get stuff stolen and extorted. People that can really survive being solo. This dude was a solano, didn't ride with nobody. He was an old man. He had done time before. He had something like a 14-year sentence. He was about to get out in a couple of days, something like that. He was a Hispanic dude, and his glasses had gotten stolen from a crib. So we heard. Next thing I know, we were at the chow hall trying to get my beans in the tray. I'm trying to tell the guy, hey, give me some extra beans and shit, cornbread. I heard noises in the back. People making noise and some of them kind of screaming. So I turn around and I see the blood, his face full of blood, the black dude. Then I just see a correctional officer standing in front of that dude that had done the crime, that had saved them, trying to keep them safe from the other Crips. The Crips didn't end up doing anything there. That happened as well there in the prisons unit in Lamesa, Texas. And that shit was pretty tense, man. The situation got real tense. Everybody was real quiet, I remember everybody just stopped eating, and I remember I kept eating because I was one of them dudes that my family was in Mexico and all money sent to my account, my books. Never made store, never made commissary, almost never made bought soups and shit. I was always just trying to hustle to get food, or I would just eat the prison food. So I remember I was eating, trying to get my food, my tray. Everybody was just staring at the dude with the blood and the other Crips and shit. The officers ended up coming in and just dragging everybody up, telling everybody to get in line and go back to the cells. And they locked us up. We were on lockdown for a couple of days. And I remember that the Crips were trying to get revenge on all the lone wolves. Everybody that didn't run with a gang, they wanted to get at them just to prove that somebody had to pay. I remember my speaker, the Paisa Tango told me that we were going to get in if they tried to do that. We were not going to allow them to just, for no reason, go attack the lone wolves. And so I was down. I was getting ready for war possibly, but good thing that nothing happened there. They just let it go. But yeah, you're always in that type of situations in prison. People are always saying, oh man, get ready, we might go at it with the blacks or the whites or the gangs and shit. They're always telling you that shit. When I first got to that prison, I remember they told me, they gave me some boots, get ready for your heart. You go in, two guys gonna test you. You're gonna fight you 45 seconds and shit. So I remember that for the first week that I went to that big prison, I was always waking up tense, getting ready for my TOH, ready for that fight, for that first welcoming fight, the initiation and shit. But I got lucky that there was only one Tango Mexican member there, so there wasn't enough Tango Mexican to give me my TOH. They ended up letting me slide. And besides, Tango Mexicans don't really do TOHs in Texas. In a lot of prisons, they'll test you different ways. Like they might give you some other shit that you have to do instead of getting beat down by your own people. The ones that always do TOH, though, is Puro Tango Blast. They always TOH. That's the welcome initiative. Houston, Austin.
But what do you mean by that? But like, what do you mean by TOH?
In Texas, they call it
A quarter chick.
But I mean, quarter chick in Spanish, call it TOH. But it's the same thing. It's people fighting you to welcome you to the prison. In Spanish, they call it in Texas, they call it quarter chick because of Spanish, corazón, test of heart. It's basically just two people going at it with you for 45 seconds. It depends on which person you are, how they do it. I heard that big prisons, they'll do 7 rounds of 45 seconds each, and you have to fight 2 guys at the same time, and you cannot fall down more than 3 times. So that you're able to stay in that prison, you have to be able to endure that 7 rounds of 45 seconds each, fighting 2 guys without falling more than 3 times. And if you fall down more than 3 times, they'll try to make you big. At the prison that I got into, it was loose affiliation when it came to Tango Mexicans. They didn't really do no quota checks. They told me they were going to do one, but they didn't have enough people, so they let me slide. But I've heard of how it goes down. My homeboy, he was Tango Rejon. He went to a Ferguson prison in Texas, and he said they did him 7 rounds of 45 seconds each, and they ended up breaking his nose. His whole face was swollen up, and he couldn't even see. He said his whole face was just swollen up, and he was all messed up. Yeah, when you get to them big hardcore prisons, yeah.
So as soon as you get off the bus, or like, you know, you go to your cell, how long until this happens, like, you know?
Right away, like, when you get to the cell, I guess your Sandy will ask you, who do you run with? I mean, somebody's going to ask you, who do you run with? And as a matter of fact, it don't even matter, because if you go to a prison where everybody gets hard checks, like no matter who you with, Crip, blood, Hispanic, white, if they do hard checks in that prison, you're gonna get hard check, and just for you going to that prison, like, just because you're brand new. And I guess as soon as you go into the cell, they'll probably already find out who you run with, where you're from, and they'll have people from there go and do the quota check. Or they might wait, I guess, maybe if you go there and they're on lockdown or something because of a fight, of a riot or something, they're on lockdown, then they might wait until you get off lockdown. Or when maybe a shift changed, it depends also. They might, I guess, they might wait till a better time, I guess. But
Alright, man.
basically, it's as soon as you get there, it's like it cannot pass more than a week or 2 weeks. It's like as soon as you get there. Yeah.
Alright, man.
Basically, it's as soon as you get there.
Alright, man. Real quick, man. What can you tell me about the Texas prison system, man? What kind of gangs, what kind of organizations do we see in Texas, man?
Oh man, you got all kinds of organizations, man. In the prison where I was at, in Smith Unit, I saw that almost every race, I mean, Hispanic, white, and black, they basically divided it into, for example, Crips. For example, black people will be Crips and Bloods. They have like different sets, Hoovers and all that, but they will all fall down into Crip or either Blood, Fire Rules, Blood. Whites, they would either be Aryan Brotherhood from Texas, or they would be like Aryan Circle. They also had Edgar Woods, and they had other white gangs too. And for Hispanics, we divide in two as well. latest people from Texas, youngsters together against negative gang organizations, like people from San Antonio, all over Texas, different cities, youngsters being Tango. And FAMAS, that kind of stands for like familias, FAMAS, families. But that would be Mexican Mafia, like old traditional gangs like Texas Syndicate, PRMs, TCBs. That's the ones I saw. I saw in that prison there was Mexican Mafia, and there was one TCB dude. I think it was a Tri-City bomber, because there's two TCBs, Texas Chicano Brothers and Tri-City Bombers. I can't remember which one of those he was, but there was one dude from TCB. There was a whole bunch of Mexican Mafia. They call them Merecidos. In Texas, we call Mexican Mafia Merecidos, and from FAMAS, I think PRMs, and that's it. Like, that's what I mostly saw. And tangos, all kinds of tangos, Tango Blast, Tango Lejon, Tango Mexicles, Tango Ayucos.
Okay, man. I'm sorry, I just have one question for you. When you say that folks fall underneath the Crips, what do you mean by that?
I don't know, folks, isn't that all Gangster Disciples, something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they kind of like had they were cousins to Crips. That's what I saw that's what I have been told, with no racist like in there. Especially me, because I'm a Tango Mexicle Paisa. I always pretended like I didn't even know English. I didn't talk to blacks, didn't talk with the whites. I was always just minding my own business with the Mexicans and trying my best to stay out of trouble. Like one time, it was my fault that a homeboy had to get in a fight. I got to that prison. There was 5 showers. The first one was for the whites. Second and third shower were for blacks. Fourth shower was for loners, lone wolves, people that didn't run in no game. 5 shower was for tangos, and 6 shower was for FAMAS. So basically, the blacks and the Hispanics had 2 showers. The whites had 1 shower, and everybody else had another shower. You basically try to be the first one as soon as they let you out. Try to be the first one in the showers, the Tango showers or whatever. So he gets in line. So he's got to be aware and alert for whenever you get out, he can go right in. Because if he doesn't, somebody might skip him, or it's going to look bad if he doesn't fight because somebody skipped him in the line of the showers. And, I was in the showers, and a homeboy told me, hey, who's next after you? Nobody, you got next. And I guess he went to go watch TV and he forgot about it. Oh, I get out of the shower, and a Crip goes into the shower. My homeboy found out, and he's like, he just went up to me, he asked me, did you tell him that I had next? And I was like, yeah. And that's all he needed to hear. Next thing I know, he's lacing up with the Crip. They're gonna go at it in the cell. The way to fight in the cell, there's also rules to that, supposedly, where if, for example, I'm Tango Mexicle, I'm gonna fight a Crip in the cell. A Tango Mexicle homeboy has to watch the door for me, and a Crip homeboy from him has to watch the door for him. So if I fall down, my homeboy is supposed to tell him, he's supposed to stop the fight and be like, hey, let him get up. And if he falls down, the Crip falls down, then his homeboy will be like, hey, stop the fight, let him get up, until somebody decides that the fight is over. And that's what they got into a fight because of that. I remember, because of the showers.
In the state of Texas, in the prison system in Texas, man, is it racially segregated there?
Yeah, a lot. Like, people segregate the gang. Crips were cellies with Crips most of the time. Hispanics were cellies with other Hispanics. And when it's time to go to lunch, when it's time to go to chow, all fucking every race, you try to stick with your race to go to chow. So they'll call chow on time, the officer will come in the tank, they'll be like chow time, whatever, they open the doors, and I remember when I was in medium custody, it would be the whites will go first. You know what I'm saying? It might be 5 or 6, there was always a little bit of them, and then the Mexicans will go next. It was like 10 of us, whatever. And then the blacks, there was also
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
a shitload of them too, like 10 or 15. And but the tanks were big. I think it was like 84 cells, 42.
Yeah, but anyways, I just want to say, everybody meditate. Meditation is very important.